Hi, I'm Soumya, an associate software engineer at Red Hat. I have won several hackathons from nationwide to state level as well as university level hackathons, and this is your ultimate guide to win the next hackathon. In this video, we will talk everything about hackathons, how you can find the right next hackathon for you, to what are the best top tricks that I personally used and you can use them to win your next hackathon. Also, I will be sharing my personal experiences of winning hackathons like a Smart India Hackathon, which is nationwide hackathon, to state level hackathons like Delhi Police Hackathon and many more. If you are new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, like and leave your doubts in the comment section below and we will be happy to answer them. Before getting into what are the top tricks and tips to win your next hackathon, let's first understand what are hackathons. So hackathons are such tech events, such programs which are organized by either MNCs, some product-based companies or even government authorities as well. For example, a Smart India Hackathon is a nationwide hackathon which is organized by the government of India itself. Many of the companies, many of the organizations come there, they have their problem statements, they have some issues that they want techies to solve. And in the similar fashion, there are some hackathons organized by companies like American Express, Microsoft, Red Hat, and many more. There are plenty of benefits of getting into these hackathons that we will be discussing a few minutes from now in the video. Also, there is a limited period of time in which you have to make a product, you have to develop a product from scratch. You can either participate in a team or you can participate individually as well. Apart from benefits like getting cash prizes, getting those dream job offers, you will also be improving your problem solving skills by participating in these coding competitions. So now that we have a basic overview of what hackathons are, what these coding competitions are, let's try to understand where can you find the right hackathon for you. I personally, when I was in college, I personally have missed many hackathons when my friends used to post about their pictures, getting awards and everything. Then I used to get to know, okay, this was also one competition, one hackathon. Make sure you don't repeat the same mistake. I will be telling some top web pages, some websites which have exclusive list of hackathons, some ongoing, some upcoming hackathons which you can check. First is DevFolio, second MLH, and third is Eventbrite. Also, you can follow right hashtags on platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, like hashtag hackathons, hashtag upcoming hackathons, and those will help you in getting the right set of posts, maybe which are related to hackathons. We at SCALER also keep organizing such exciting coding competitions and hackathons. You can find them on scaler.com/events. The link will be in the description as well. So if you don't want to miss on exciting opportunities, do check out the webpage. As I said, we at SCALER keep organizing many such exciting hackathons and coding competitions. Recently, we organized HackX and Chennai Hacks. And guess what? These two competitions got overwhelming response from the tech community out there. Now that you know where can you find the right hackathon for you, let's understand who is this for and what are the eligibility criteria. Is it open for everyone or only college students can participate? So based on my experiences and based on if you check on those portals which I mentioned in the previous section, most of them are for those students, for those techies who are doing their major in any technical domain, like if you are doing BTech or maybe BSc in some technical domain. So they have this eligibility mentioned on their portal that okay, you can participate if you are doing your maybe graduation in some technical domain. They have such kind of eligibility mentioned, but some of them are also open for everyone if you are working professional or if you are in college, and some of them are even for pre-university students as well. So make sure before applying for that coding competition or hackathon, you check out the eligibility page, because that's very important. If you apply and you are not eligible for that, then obviously the application will be rejected and that will be of no use to you, right? So this is what you have to take care of before applying for the next hackathon. Just make sure you go through the eligibility section. Some of them even have that age criteria. Like if you go on MLH website, you will see some mention about age, like okay, only folks who are 18 plus in age, only they can participate. So make sure you take care of this thing. So now we understand what hackathons are and where you can find your next hackathon. Also, you have to take care of your eligibility criteria as well. Let's understand whether taking part in these coding competition, in these hackathons, will help you maybe get that dream job offer or internship, or like what are the in general benefits of participating. Let me tell you, personally, I have been benefited a lot by participating in these coding competition. It helped me in connecting and networking with the right set of people in the tech community. Literally, they are my mentors even now. Some of the judges are just so awesome. They will guide you how you can excel in the IT industry, how you can become a good software engineer. So, let me explain this in some pointers. First thing, many of the coding competitions, hackathons give you the opportunity to work with them as an intern, or maybe they hired full-time software engineers as well via these coding competition. Like recently American Express or Microsoft as well, they conducted some hackathons and they hired interns as well as full-time software engineer via those competition. There are several criteria, several levels in those competition. Like coding rounds are there, you have to build some product from scratch, and that's really a wonderful part of it. As a software engineer, building a product from scratch is very crucial. When you develop a product from scratch, it really boosts your confidence and improve your problem solving skill a lot. Another significant pointer, another significant benefit that you can get out of participating in these coding competition is networking with like-minded people, which will really help you. When you are around people who have the same set of goals as you really get a lot of exposure and knowledge. This thing really helped in my career in becoming who I am today. When I was in my initial years of college, I participated in lot many hackathons and coding competition that really boosted my confidence, and that gave me the opportunity to connect with like-minded people, and that helped me in becoming who I am today. So I really advise you to start participating in these hackathons, in these competition as early as possible. It will first thing help you in connecting with like-minded people. Also, participating in these competition will help you in getting a steep learning curve in those 24 hours, in those 36 hours. When you will be building a product really from scratch, you will be learning many new tech stack in those hours. Let me tell you, when I participated in my first hackathon, so I was not very much sure of how to store the data in database. I was learning mobile app development and I wasn't much sure of how to manage everything. So in those 36 hours only, I learned Firebase, how to create an account on Firebase console, how to link Firebase with your application. And trust me, I could not have learned this thing in such a short span of time. So yes, when you participate in such competition and when you build products, you really learn a lot many things in just a short period of time. Another significant pointer is, by participating, you also improve your team management skill. If you are the leader of your team, you will really see an improvement in your leadership qualities, in your leadership skills as well. If you are going to give the pitch, if you are going to give the presentation of your team, then also your auditory skills will improve a lot, and you will learn what are the mistakes that you are making when you are giving the pitch of your product. So overall, by participating in these coding competition, the only thing is a win-win situation. Either you will learn or you will win. There is nothing to lose. That's why I recommend so much that you start participating in these competitions as early as possible. I think when I will share my personal experiences of participating and winning hackathons, then you will be able to relate much how to exactly go about it, because there will be instances when you start participating, it's not mandatory that you will win each of them, right? So the first hackathon was the like nationwide hackathon. That was a great experience for all of us, for my team members as well. We did a lot many blunders, we did a lot many mistakes out there, and I think when I'll share those mistakes, that will help you. You will not be repeating the same mistakes, right? So first of all, make sure that you choose the right set of people in your team, because if someone will be from a different tech background, let's say if someone is excellent in machine learning and some other will be like into web development, that will not help you in getting the best result. So this is very very important, that we did a mistake in our first hackathon, but somewhere like having a variety in that particular one, in which we were having like 6 members, that one helped. I mean, we 3 were into mobile app development and others were good in kind of giving presentations and making those slides and stuff. So it's very very important that you choose the right set of people. And this is the takeaway from my first ever hackathon, in which our like presentation mattered a lot. We gave the pitch and judges were really very very impressed out of it. So another interesting thing was Delhi police, they were organizing one hackathon. They had some issues, like some problems which they wanted techies, developers to solve, and that gave us the right opportunity. That okay, I thought personally, I mean there were several problems of the category mobile app development, and I am very much interested into mobile app development. So I thought, I mean, why not grab this opportunity and make most out of it? And trust me, I mean that solution that we developed, that's is still used by the Delhi Police Hackathon in their like department, in their organization. So I mean that was a hackathon which I got to know about from their portal itself. I was just scrolling randomly and I saw that okay, they have this kind of coding competition and they have this set of problems. So make sure you are active out there in the tech community. That will really help. I mean, when you scroll LinkedIn, so you will get a bunch of opportunities, and that's how I also got that. That was my another experience. Apart from that, I used to participate in many college level, in university level, like intra college level hackathons. That boosted my confidence. Before you participate in those big ones, make sure that you are comfortable with the flow of the event, because in hackathons you have to continuously sit for like 24 hours or 36 hours. So you should be kind of accustomed to that culture, right? It's not very easy for you if you are just a beginner in your first hackathon. You will be feeling very tired. I mean, you will stop coding after a period of time. So it's very important that you get a kind of habitual to that environment. That will really help you. So start with your college events in your college, or maybe in your university, or inter college competitions are also there. So start with them and you will get a kind of hint, an overview of how actually these events are. That will help you in acing those big ones. So these are like basic tips which I'm sharing based on my personal experiences, right? And another significant opportunity that I got way back in my third year was She Hacks 4. That was an international hackathon which was supposed to be held in London, but because of COVID, I mean, again, that was completely because the organizing committee, they were not sure of how to convert an offline hackathon into a virtual one. So that was completely cancelled, right? So nowadays many of the hackathons are like going on virtually as well. So here's a throwback. When I was in college, I mostly participated in those offline ones, and trust me, I mean those offline events have a complete different vibe. I mean, you sit with other techies, you write the code for continuous 24 and 36 hours. That's way better than virtual hackathons. But yes, certainly, I mean in virtual hackathons as well you have to do the same thing, but again you will not get that tech community vibes in it. So here are the top tips and tricks which will help you in acing your next hackathon. Presentation, team, ideas, patience, tech stack. Presentation. Let's talk about the first significant pointer. It's really very important how you are presenting your thoughts in front of the judges, in front of your mentors. In between, there will be mentors as well. In some of the hackathons, mentors also give some points to you, and that's also considered while selecting the winners. So make sure when your mentors come in to see how much you have progressed in your coding or maybe in your product, right? So they expect you at the mid of the hackathon at least like 50% of the coding, 50% of the product is like prepared. So make sure you present everything in that way only. Also, you can ask your doubts which you feel you can't get the answers on the internet from the mentors. Let me give you an example. One of my friends participated in an offline hackathon and she shared the details about it. I mean, for that single problem statement, there were around like 4 teams working on that particular problem statement, and some of them were using like latest tech stack around that particular domain. That was exactly a mobile app development related solution. And my friend, she was working on Java, and the other team was working in Kotlin, which is like the latest language. And in hackathons there are points around this as well, if you are using latest tech stack or not, right, which we will discuss later as well. So in her case, the presentation of her team was so good that for that particular problem statement they were announced as the winner. So if you are good in presenting your thoughts, if you are good in structuring your thoughts in a good manner, then really that plays a very significant role. Because if you are solving a big problem in that particular hackathon, a problem which is maybe solving a real issue of the society, but you are not able to communicate that thing properly to the judges, they will be not able to understand everything. Even if you are a very good coder, you have written everything in a very efficient manner, even if you take care of time complexity and everything in your code while building the product, but then also if you are not able to clearly explain, precisely explain your thoughts to the mentors, to the judges, somewhere that will be a vain. That's why presentations are the heart of the hackathon. Talking about the second important pointer about hackathons is team. Whenever you go in a hackathon which expect you to go in a team, like there are some in which you can participate individually as well, but there are very few in which you have to like individually go as a coder, as a developer. Most of them have this criteria that you should have a minimum of 2 members in your team, and that's why the significant point is given to those teams who like showcase a team spirit. I mean, if you have distributed the work, if you have a kind of good communication between your team members, that will be reflected when you give your presentation at the end to the judges. And like basically the pointers on basis of which the judges will judge you is what is kind of the work distribution you have done in your team. Like in the starting, when we participated in our first hackathon, we really were not very much sure of how this thing will work. I mean, we are a team, it's fine. I mean, the person who was giving the presentation, she was mostly like talking about her efforts. She was not emphasizing like a team kind of collaborative effort. And judges, the mentors, emphasize a lot on this thing. If you are in a team, in a hackathon, make sure you talk about the efforts of each of the team member. Not only that, before making a team, there are certain pointers that you should always keep in mind. So when you go on that event, that hackathon page, so there are 2 kind of important categories that you will see. First, either you will be given a problem statement to solve, you will be writing code to solve that particular problem, or maybe you will be free to think of any unique idea yourself. So in the first case, mostly like the government authorities, when they organize such competition, so they have some problem statements already given. A lot many sub organizations participate in that. As I said earlier as well, like in my Smart India Hackathon experience, the ESIC hospital, they had a problem. They wanted an application that will improve the infrastructure of theirs. That idea was something which I really liked, and I thought of making a team that will help me in maybe participating or winning that particular problem statement, right? So I started looking for folks who are very much into mobile application development like me. So this is something which you should take care of when you go on that portal, on that event page. So if there are problem statement already listed, there are high chances that the big authorities, when they organize, so they have some issues, some problem which they want techies and developers to solve, right? So read that statement and try to understand what are the tech stacks expected for that particular problem statement, and start making a team, start finding team members who will be apt for that particular tech stack. You can also keep some extra team members who will help you in maybe designing the slides or maybe giving good presentations. That really counts. As we discussed, the first pointer, presentation, is very very important. So yes, keep some good coders who are good in that particular tech stack. Also have some people who are good in presenting their thoughts. Another pointer, like as I said, on the web pages there are two kind of categories. Either problem statement will be given, or you will be free to think of any unique idea. So when you go with the second option, make sure that you are thinking something which will really solve the problem of the society. Don't do the same chat application or maybe music player. I have seen this thing a lot recently. I have been judged, I have been mentor of several hackathons, and one thing I noticed beginners doing is they all just make that chat application or maybe chat bot kind of thing, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, chat applications are already there. How will they help solve a real world problem? It's very important that you think of some unique idea which will solve a real world problem. And it is, as I said in the pointers as well, ideas are very very important. So let's move to that pointer only. The third pointer is ideas. Ideas is really very important. This if, like as I said, hackathons have two categories. Second category comes, you are free to use any idea. I mean, you can think of any creative idea of yours which will be solving a good problem. In that also you will be given some options. Maybe you can go in the healthcare sector, you can solve some issue in the education sector itself. So there will be some subcategories there as well which you can choose, right? Make sure whatever category or subcategory you choose, you are confident about it, and that is solving a real world problem of the society. Because none of the mentors or judges will be interested in listening those old ideas of making maybe chat application or those generic calculator apps. I mean, recently I participated as a judge in NSIT's hackathon, and there were students who were just making calculator app. It's fine if you are a beginner, it's completely and totally understandable that okay, you are just starting with it. But then also just don't make any product which is just you are doing for the sake of doing, right? You are simply writing code for making a calculator app which will not really do anything. I mean, there are already so many calculator apps, right? So you understood this point, that idea is gonna play a very very important role unless until you already are given a problem statement by the organizing committee. In that one, you will be just writing the code, you will be developing the product to solve that particular problem statement. You don't have to brainstorm, you don't have to think out of the box there, right? What another complementary thing which you can do in that first category, I mean, if you are given the problem statement and you are building a product, you are building a solution for that, you can add some extra features. Maybe you can add in future scope of the presentation slide, that okay, we can add these extra features that will really help in maybe making the product more reachable to the audience or something like that. So apart from doing that particular needed thing, you can add those things in the maybe future or something which you will implement in the near future, right? And one more important thing, initially when I was participating, I used to think that okay, we have to implement all the features in the product, but it's not mandatory. If the main features you have implemented, that you have a demo ready to show to the judges, to the mentors, it's completely fine. If some of the features you have kept in the future scope, you can just explain the approach, that okay, how you will implement that, and judges will, mentors will understand your pointer that okay, if the team has done this much thing which is the core of the product, then they can add on with those extra features as well. So keep communicating your ideas efficiently with the mentors when they come to check how much you have progressed, with the judges as well. That's very important. Don't keep things in just your mind. As for interviews, you are advised to talk your thoughts out. When you are writing code, you have to talk as well. I mean, what you are doing, which data structure you are picking. In the same way, for coding competitions, for hackathons as well, explain everything to the mentors, to the judges. When they will understand how much you are progressing, how many things you have done, or how many things you have to do in the future, they will certainly give you good scores when they will be able to track your progress. Let's now talk about another pointer which I feel is very, very significant when you are starting with all these things in the tech industry, these coding competitions, these hackathons. It might happen that when you are a beginner, you feel that everyone is just expert out there and you are a noob. Trust me, it happens with everyone, every person, even with senior software engineers and principal software engineers as well. No one is born to know everything. It's completely fine. If someone is good in, let's say, artificial intelligence, might be they would be knowing nothing about web development, right? So somebody would be expert, somebody can be expert in a particular domain, and it's completely fine that they or you know nothing about the other. It's okay, and there is nothing to feel wrong about it. So when you participate in those hackathons or coding competition, it is okay if you are in the initial phase not winning. Completely fine. What you will be gaining out of that is you will be gaining experiences. You will see how other teams, those teams who won the competition, what is the different aspect that they followed to win the hackathon. So basically you will be getting a lot of exposure, you will be getting that learning by participating in those competitions, right? So having patience is very important when you participate in those coding competition, or in general if you are in the tech industry. It's important that you are having some patience, because when you will start, it's not mandatory that you will start by just winning all the hackathons. That's not gonna happen. Everyone has seen failures, and not we just share that okay, I won that particular national level hackathon or maybe state level hackathon. No one talks about those competition which they lost, but everyone has those failure stories. Okay, never just compare that okay, she is winning so many competitions and I'm not able to cope up with so many challenges, etc. Like, they might be in a different phase of their story, right? You are just starting out, so it's completely okay. Just follow the pace, follow the learning curve that you are experiencing, and keep participating. Even if you are not winning that coding competition or hackathon, just participate. That's, trust me, a win-win situation for you. You will be learning in the initial phases, and later on when you will be having a good experience, you will start winning as well. So trust the process and have patience. You will certainly be nailing all those coding competitions soon. Fifth and the final point is tech stack. That's gonna play a very significant role, especially if your judges, if your mentors are from the technical background. They will focus a lot on this aspect, that which programming language or maybe which framework you are using to develop your product. For an easy example, I would like to emphasize on this thing. Let's say you are developing mobile application. If you are using maybe Java, so that has some deprecated features. Kotlin is the new or the latest language which people are using for developing mobile applications. That's much cleaner, that's much precise, and that has a lot many advanced releases, advanced features as well, right? So if you use something which is latest, judges will be certainly impressed by that. Don't just use it, mention it. When you give the presentation, share it with the judges, with the mentors, that okay, while building this product, you are using these latest tech stack, and you can mention those. That will really put some emphasis on this, that okay, you are a good coder, you have the good knowledge of all the things going around in the tech industry. So the fifth pointer, obviously summarizing it, is use latest tech stack, whatever product you are developing, whichever domain you are in. Let's say if you are in AI, just use those latest stuff which are going on in that domain. That's the main pointer, and your technical judges, your mentors will really be impressed by this pointer of yours. Basically, to summarize, you have to take care of your presentation in all the rounds of the hackathon, as well as when the mentors come in to check with you how much you have progressed. Share all the details with them, like how you are writing the code, which approach you are following, everything in detail. And you have to make sure that the team is good. There is a good person who is able to give the presentation, the pitch to the judges in a good way. That will really count a lot. And the idea should be very important. That's the third pointer, as I said. And also, you have to keep patience when you are just starting out. That's really very important. Don't freak out even if you are missing on hackathons, even if you are losing them. And the fifth pointer, tech stack. You have to make sure that you are using the latest ones and do mention them in your presentations in every round of the pitch. So I hope you got a basic overview of what are hackathons, how you will be finding the right ones. We talked about everything, how you will find what are the top tricks which I followed to win the hackathons, and you can also follow the same. Don't repeat the same mistakes in every hackathon. It might happen that in the first one you are making some mistake. It's completely fine. Learn from them and improve in the next one, and be patient throughout the process. That's also a very significant pointer that I emphasize throughout the video. So yes, before you participate in your next hackathon, make sure you subscribe to our channel as well as like the video. If you have any doubts, put them in the comment section below. I will be coming with more such insightful tech content on this channel, so stay tuned. Until next time.